Upon logging into your Enlighten Manager account, you will arrive here at the dashboard for your Enlighten Manager system. Your system name's up here on the left-hand side. The scope of system that you want to be seeing is available here in the drop-down. And the system is being shown by array as it's oriented on the roof, and it's showing the present status and the production for the present day in watt hours, or in this case kilowatt hours for the system. Here you can see that 17 of the 20 modules in the system are all gray and show no production. This is actually due to an intermittent communication issue that's presently being dealt with for the system. So this is a good example of what that looks like when you log in. If there are no communication issues, you'll see all of your modules will be in blue. The darker the blue, or the lighter the blue, the more production that's being registered. The darker, as it goes towards gray and black, the less production. Up here on the left-hand side, we'll have a drop-down. This will show you the production of each module and inverter pair over 7 days, a month, year-to-date, or lifetime. You can also put in a custom range. When you first log in to Enlighten, the best thing to do is to go to your settings. Over here in the upper right-hand side, on the furthest right tab, you'll see the gear for your settings. Here you can change the name of your system, and then most importantly, go down to your notification preferences. All these other settings have been established by your installer, and you don't need to worry about them. Under your notification preferences, you can make changes to your username, email, as well as the system owner name. And here, these are notifications that Enphase will send you by email. The monthly system performance summary is a good performance report that you can get by email that will provide you comparative performance of the system on a monthly basis by week, and you can see whether or not your system is on track from a performance standpoint. Or if something might be happening in the system that's worth checking into. This is just promotional information from Enphase. This is completely voluntary. But most important is this drop down here. This is a drop down for notifications in the event that there are issues or an issue in the system. Issues with Enphase's system can range from low to high level impact events. Low level event is just an intermittent communication issue, an inverter not reporting, such as what we're seeing on the dashboard. A medium or high level event is where there's an extended period of time where that inverter is not reporting. There may be something wrong with the actual inverter, or there may just need to be something in the communication stream that needs to be fixed. And a high level impact could be an outright failure of the inverter or the module. It's recommended that you establish your settings at medium or high because low will just result in you getting unnecessary emails for events that don't really affect the performance of the system, and there's no real lasting issues with it. Once you've changed that, you can go to Save Notification Preferences, and we can go back to the system. So back on the dashboard, again, we can see the status of each module over a period of time, and if we click on that particular module, we'll see a little pop-up. This says microinverter not reporting, so this is a system issue report. This is a low-level issue. If we click on this one, it shows a normal status. This is the serial number of the inverter. Over here on the right-hand side, we see some basic performance metrics from the system. And from there, we can go to the graphing section. The graph is basically showing the production of the system on a power basis, so what the present power output of the system has at different timestamps. In this particular case, over the past 7 days. And we can adjust this here just the same as we could with the energy, the watt hours of production. We can change it to today, or we can use a custom range for it. This is if you really want to dig in and see what's happening with the system, or if you're just curious about how performance changes over time. And here you can download various exported versions of this particular view. The report section can be helpful to accomplish the same thing. If you're trying to diagnose a system issue or just curious about system production or power output over a particular period of time, you can see that here. Site energy production gives you a custom time frame to see what the kilowatt hours of production from the system was. This is the recent power production report. It's just that, but it's showing it for the most recent full day. The per module, if you want to get down to a granular level and look at on module and inverter pair basis, these are helpful reports. And then you have your monthly energy production report, which is the report that is sent to you by email each month if you selected that in your notification preferences. Grid profile setting report. This is not something that that you need to worry about, as it's something the installer utilizes with the utility, or the utility may need from time to time. Yearly energy production and multi-year energy production are just broader scope views. We'll go to the devices tab here on the right, and here you can see the serial number for your Envoy, the status of that Envoy, the connection type for that system, when it last reported. This is all helpful if you're trying to diagnose a system issue, and same thing down here with particular inverters. You can go in and actually try to work within each inverter on an inverter by inverter level to see what issues might exist with that particular inverter. And then lastly, we can go to the events tab, and this is basically showing a summary of the current events based upon the criteria here.